Hey everyone, we've got a nice quick easy video for the Volvo today, so let's see what we're doing. Okay, so in the video today we are going to be doing the boot struts for the Volvo. Now ironically it is staying up today, of all days of course it would. However, most often, 9 times out of 10, the boot will drop itself, won't stay up, especially in cold mornings. It just won't hold itself even remotely. So I know I needed to replace them. Now on these you can't see any external boot struts. They are actually up inside the trim here, up above the trim here. So I needed to get this done, and I wanted to see where I could go to find some, and thankfully Struts Depot were more than happy to help out the channel. So a huge thank you to them for sponsoring this video and sending out the new boot struts. So I had a quick word with them. Their website is extremely easy to use. You put in the information for your vehicle, brings up all the selection that's there for your vehicle. Now with this one there were a few different choices for them, however this was quite easily rectified. I dropped them a quick email, gave them the reg and the VIN, and I also took this panel off here just to have a quick look and see if I could see in to see the part number, and I could. Gave them the information, and they said even just the part number on its own was enough. Within a few minutes they had replied, told me which ones that were required to replace these, and they got them on their way out to me, and they arrived yesterday. So a huge thank you to them for that. And like I say, they have thousands and thousands of struts available, all OE and aftermarket replacements. And like you say, if you put your vehicle in there, I'm pretty certain 99.99% of the time you're going to find something for your car, and that is going to be a nice decent OE replacement for what you can get. So yeah, let's have a look at the struts and see what we've got. Okay, so this is one of the struts that came with this car, came for this car. There it is, and if I come in a bit closer, so that is their label and the numbering on there. So for my car, it looks like I've got an E1478. So this is one of the struts that you get. You normally get sort of the piston element here, the tube and the ends on it. And with these, they are normally just like a little clip that will unclip, slot it on, push that back around again, and we'll go back through as I install it, and I'll show you that in a bit more detail. So you've got sort of the tube rod, these end fittings, and then the piston element inside there. So these are all extremely good quality. They feel incredibly robust. They're a nice weight to them as well. They don't feel like cheap, flimsy struts. I have seen that plenty of times before. These feel, like actual, it's like motorbike shocks really for small motorbikes. It does say there, you will not be able to compress this by hand, and they are correct. So they are extremely stiff, which is what you need for a boot like this. With the struts being in here, it's a completely different lifting mechanism to having external struts. And the weight of this boot is quite a lot as well. I have got the trim off at the moment. I was fixing the latch and a few other bits and pieces and the wiper motor in there. So I've got that off, but when it's all in, it is quite a weighty boot. And that's why these are so essential for something like this. The car's not the highest, and these are often sort of around head height. And when these struts start to drop, this can drop a little bit, it can fall on your head. I have banged my head on it a number of times, which is why I was so quick to jump on these guys for this offer. And it's also things like if you're going in and out of the boot and it drops on top of you. I've obviously got the little one. He likes to clamber in the boot because he likes the 7-seat thing that goes on in this, and he likes to sit and say take photo. He wants photos of him always in the boot. So if he's in here and this is dropping down, it's a no-go. It's not on, and that is why getting proper, decent OE replacement, OEM replacement struts is so vital when you're doing this kind of work. Don't cheap out, don't get horrible, nasty aftermarket ones. Make sure you're getting proper, decent OEM replacement, and even if the aftermarket, like what Struts Depot do, make sure they're high quality ones, and make sure they're ones that are approved as well, like these ones. It's just so essential to have something like that. With any boot like this, whether any car, you don't want it dropping on you, and that is a serious note as well. So huge thank you to them for getting these out so quick. It was an essential thing that I needed to get done with this car early on. I'm very early on in the tenure of my ownership of this car, and I'm just sort of getting all these safety things done straight away. I needed to get the cam belt done in the other video, otherwise I couldn't drive the car. this is one of the first things I'm doing after that, because again, it's one of those essential safety things. I cannot have this dropping whilst I'm working on the car, whilst I've got the little one coming out, and whilst I'm moving in things in and out of the car as well. So let's crack on and see what we're doing with getting these on the car. Okay, so when doing this work in the back of the Volvo, to change these struts, like we're still going to have to remove a few of these panels from the boot because they are internal. So we're going to have to remove this sort of trim here, which runs up the side and along the back here, same as on this side as well, and some of the trim along here, so we can pull the roof lining down just slightly so we can gain access to the front of it. Now on these there are some Torx screws, so there's two up by these hooks here, so there's one here and one here, and there's two in here which are just in behind two little plastic grommets which look like this. Just little plastic grommets, and they were just up in the roof here, and they just sort of pull out. They're only held in with little tabs. So those pull out in seconds. These two on the sides on mine are exposed, they're quite easy to get to, and the rest of it is just pulling the panels off. Now be extremely careful with this. They are old, so they are very likely to be brittle. I have taken them off once or twice just to inspect, like I said, which struts I had, and you just got to be really careful, take your time, and just make sure you're getting all of it off properly. I believe these were T25 or T27. I'd imagine these are the same, so it's using the Torx screw to get into those and get them out. But let's have a go and get all the plastic trim off. Okay, so we have the trim off of the inside here. So you can see it runs all the way into there. As I don't know if you have to remove this top trim bit, but it probably, this bit here, but it probably would make access into this sort of cavity space a bit easier. So yeah, definitely recommend taking those two screws out. Make sure you unplug this light as you go through, it just pops out as well. Mine's a bit more complicated, being the 7-seater. It has got the belts. You could undo the bolt and drop the belt to fully get rid of these out of the way, but they're easy enough to sort of drop down. I have also hired the local hoe to hold the boot up, so before I even attempt to sort of start removing these struts, this is where they are up in here, before I even attempt to start removing those, I have locked the boot up with that, and it is locked in place. It is not moving, it is locked against this very heavy crate, and it's into the carpet as well, so it just sort of seems to lock it in place pretty well. One thing I have noticed is I can't see any lock spring on the originals. So when you look at these, they have this little spring clip on here. Now these, if I try not to lose it, there we go, like this, and they pull out through the bottom. So when you put this in, you lock this over the ball joint sort of bit, push this through, spin it around, and it just stops it coming back through this way. I can't see that on these, so they may just pop off, as in you just knock it and they'll just come off. So that's the plan. But yeah, so let's have a look and see if we can get that done and start with this one. Ta-da! All I did there was, that's the sort of rod end bit with the fitting. You can fit a spanner up in that gap and just turn it away and it just pops off. They're not on mega tight with these things. And now that we have that end off, there we go. And again on that one, it's got the spanner above, push down and it brings it down like so. So now it's just going to be getting this side off. Hopefully he's equally as loose, which of course he is not. Okay, so there's that side off. Being careful not to go too close to the window. So there is our old one off, and our thing is doing its job, holding it up in the right position. So that one, I just got it up and did that, and eventually it just popped off. Now I think this is supposed to have those retaining clips. It does have the little holes top and bottom, but I don't actually, well, there's no retaining clip in there, so I'm guessing they've either been taken off and replaced at some point and they've not put those in, or they or they've taken them out, put them back in and forgot to put them back in. But it's, I mean, they don't look horrifically old, so it could be that they've been replaced at some point and they just never bothered putting them in. So that's the first one out. Let's go ahead and put the new one in, and again, well, the other side, and then we're done. Okay, so we're going to get the new ones on. So the first step is just going to be getting these little spring clips off. Like I said before, have your thumb over the bottom of the hole because they fall out downwards, and just sort of push this off as best as you can without taking the end of your hand off. There we go. And then pull the clip out, and there's your clip. So keep that one there. There's one on this side as well, so we can do the same. There's our next clip. Now it's time to get this back on. Okay, so what you're left with once they're off is this little ball joint here. So a little ball joint there, and then the little ball joint, up here. And also it's going to connect the two together. So piston end is effectively going to go like this, and these should in theory just push over. They shouldn't be exceptionally hard to get on, and then once they're on, the only awkward bit is getting that little spring clip in. But this is what you're sort of left with. And once you have got this off, be extremely careful not to knock this wood or anything that you're using to hold the boot up. You must have something to hold the boot up, because it will drop as soon as you take that first strut off. You know, they are designed to have two, and in my experience, as soon as you take the first one off, you know, I know some people who sort of say, oh, I'll take one off at a time and just leave the boot. But always, in my opinion, have something up to support the boot so it doesn't drop back down, especially when it's already dropping with two in there. You don't know which is the good and which is the bad, so buy both, swap both, and treat it as if they're both not working. So there's the little ball joint that we're going to go on to now, and then the other one up here, and we'll get the new strut in there. So let's crack on and get that done. So hopefully you could hear that and see it. Just pulled it and it pops on. And now this one is probably going to be a bit more of a pain, depending on the length and how far we've got the boot up. There we go. So again, I'm putting that on. This side's always a bit more awkward, or whichever side you do second is always going to be a bit more awkward, because you've got to get the length exactly right. So I just had to sort of shimmy this around a little bit. But I just got the ball joint sort of like this. There's a bit of panel here, and it just popped it straight on. So now all we've got to do is get these little clips on, and then we are done with this side. So let's crack on. Ta-da! One side. So one thing to note is that these will not go through unless that is all the way on the ball joint. So it's a good identifier. If you can't get it all the way through, get something a little bit thicker than the spanner. Do the same thing, popped it back on a little bit further, and this should. There we go. And that's that one clicked in. So that is the new one in there. Success. Let's do the other side. Okay, so that's that side in. Again, pretty easy. I ended up with the old one. I was trying to get the spanner into this front end, and I just couldn't get it to release, but I ended up just bringing the shock down and just pulling, and it that momentum pulled it off. The last clip I can't get in on that side because there's like a little bracket that stops, because the hole's on the top on that side. And there's a little bracket that basically just stops it going in all the way. Because the hoop gets in the way and I can't find a way to get it in there, but it is in. The other three bits do have those on, and it is on fine. There's no issue with where it is. So that is the job done, really. There isn't much more to the job other than now putting it all back together again. So yeah, let's get the whole car back together. I did unfortunately break one of these clips which held the roof up at the back here. Plastic trim will go over the top. I am going to replace that. Like you say, it's just a little clip up in here. To be honest, it didn't once I actually got it done. I kind of realised I didn't really have to take it off. I think once you've got this trim out of the way to get access to this, I don't think you really need to pull the roof down, to be honest with you. I tried a bit on that side, and you can just about get enough room without having to remove these. And that was mostly to try and get that in more than anything, and I didn't actually need to do it in the end either. So yeah, learn as you go. It's one of those things with these jobs, so hopefully that helps someone out as they're doing this job. But yeah, you don't actually need to remove these sort of big yellow clips from the front here, or from the top there. But yeah, other than that, I'm just going to get the car back together now, and we are done. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick moment of truth moment with this. So that is that out for now. And oh yeah, God, oh. They were. Okay, just a few seconds. Yeah, the boot is opening with a bit more vigour than you would otherwise expect. That is simply just down to the fact that I've taken a lot of weight out of the boot with the trim being taken off and some of the internals. So with yours, it won't do that. It won't be as vicious as that. That is just mine because of the weight taken out. So yeah, when you do yours, it shouldn't really be quite as aggressive as that. Okay. Okay, so that is us all done, and there is no hint that we've been in here, which is always a nice result when all this goes back on again exactly as it should. So there is nothing untoward, all back together, and we now have a boot. Yeah, that is extremely strong struts on there now, so that is massively appreciated. A huge thank you, like I said, to Struts Depot for sending those struts out. Definitely go check those guys out. They were really nice on the emails that we exchanged. Like I say, I always approach companies that I feel sort of reflect how I want to be with the cars that I have, if that makes sense. I always make sure that I choose companies that I think are going to work well with how I work. So I approached them, and they were absolutely fantastic. They liked the project, they liked the Volvo, again similar to Jetex, and it seems to get a lot of love, this Volvo. I think it's going to be a great car to have. And I think it's going to be a great project car, and a daily. It is being used daily now. So yeah, I've got a couple of trips I want to get done with this as well, which I think will be super easy now that I've got a car like this. And yeah, huge thank you to Struts Depot for helping me out with this one, getting me those boot struts, and like I say, check them out, and I shall see you on the next video.